Tonight on the internet, we're talking about bugs. Hello and welcome to Goodnight Internet, the nightly show that is on the internet and is good. How you doing, Aaron? You look really comfortable and not at all stressed.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I am scared that... Oh, no, you just want to stay on me, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'm doing well.
What have you got? What you got?
I have a millipede, I believe. I'm not sure what breed. But
It's an
cute.
ivory millipede.
An ivory millipede. Oh, so you know some stuff. Awesome, because that's going to make this much easier.
I did just check with the off-camera production team just to make sure that is exactly what she is. Yeah.
Well, we did a little bit of thing about fear the other week.
Yes, we did.
Phobias, in fact. And
I ate some bugs. It was disgusting. I can still taste them in my dreams and in my nightmares.
We had a very brief chat about bugs beforehand, so I'm desperately trying to sort of get it stop crawling up my t-shirt.
You know, you're giving the international signal for help, help, help.
So, we had a little bit of a chat about bugs on that episode, but that was sort of post, and I made some mistakes and said things that were wrong. And then I got embarrassed about it.
Okay.
Because I used to know a lot about bugs.
Okay.
Well, I said a worm was a bug and it's not.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But a worm was an insect. It's still technically a bug, so it's just a colloquialism, but it isn't.
So a bug has sucking parts, does it not?
Not necessarily. Bug can mean is just a generalised term for...
How confident are you?
Fairly confident.
Flavors? Failures? Earlier flavour.
I'm fairly confident in that.
Okay.
It's generally used as a colloquialism.
It's the longest I've ever touched you, Aaron.
Yeah, and I'm not completely freaking out. No, it's just my friends
allowed,
now.
Not allowed. Cool. So what are we going to do to make up for your drastic failure on the internet?
Well, I did a bit of a read up, discovered some things, and thought I'd quiz you on bugs.
Okay, then I am ready to be quizzed on bugs.
Fantastic. So before we do that, I am going to give the lovely lady back because she is going to get potentially lost/hurt.
How does it feel when she moves? I quite like it.
It's slightly ticklish.
Yeah.
It was like a very, very gentle massage. Very carefully trying to examine her way through my arm hairs at the moment.
She's very slowly going for your armpit, where she can tunnel into your body and kill you. Oh,
I die a happy man.
Thank you, off-camera production team.
Thank you. Right. So, but before we get straight into the quiz,
Okay.
I thought we'd have a little bit of a chat because that was now might have become what is my favourite type of bug.
Okay.
It used to be a woodlouse.
Really? Yeah. I remember being a kid, we did this thing at primary school, which is the first school you go to, primary, for those who are not British. So I must have been, I think I was about 7, and we went out to the nature corner and we kicked over a log and exposed all of the bugs and creepy crawlies in the mud and the rotten wood.
Yeah.
And it freaked me the hell out, and I didn't go anywhere near nature for about 14 years.
Okay. I mean...
I don't like things that squirm.
Well, I mean, you kicked over their home, they're going to squirm.
I'm not a fan of carapaces.
Oh, no, I quite like a carapace.
Really?
Yeah. Nice hard shell. Nice soft underneath.
I don't mind a shell on a reptile, like a turtle or a tortoise.
Yeah.
I do not like a shell on anything else. Even an oyster freaks me out.
Yeah, I have to admit, oysters are a bit...
What if you cooked it and opened it up and there was a tiny man inside?
Just wouldn't cook it or eat it, because...
We've already cooked it to make it open. Because if they're open before you cook them, then they've gone off. You could kill a man. Your rapacious appetite could destroy a family.
Well, I'll just have to avoid eating oysters then, because... yuck.
But also, they have pearls in them. What about all the bits of mud that haven't turned into pearls?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you could eat it.
Slurp that down. Raw. Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about bugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I used to quite like woodlouses. They used to be...
Woodlice?
Woodlice, yeah.
Woodlie? Woodlipodes?
They may have lied to me. That might be why I liked them.
Oh.
They didn't like me. But yeah, I used to have quite a few of them get into my bedroom when I was a kid because we had wooden window frames. So
Okay.
I used to crawl through and stuff.
You were raised in a 17th century shack.
Yes.
Fair
As
enough.
previously described. And yeah, no, I was just like watching them go about their business and used to like having them crawl We used to have one of them crawl across my hand and stuff.
Kids these days don't know they're bored. They've got Netflix, they've got YouTube, they've got pornography on tap. They don't have to sit and watch a woodlouse all day.
Try and burrow its way through a carpet in desperate attempt to get away from a strange man touching him.
They play Fortnite, mate. That's what they're all about.
Just Fortnite, nothing else.
Yeah.
Introduce some bugs in
for
Fortnite.
a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah. So you got a particular type of bug you like?
You weren't listening. I don't like bugs.
I know you don't like bugs, but there might be one you like.
So I live with 3 millipedes.
Yes.
But they are contained within the world's biggest heated Tupperware container. And actually, they're quite fun. They're not too bad. Are we talking spiders here?
Spiders could be on that list.
I hate spiders.
Okay, no, you don't like spiders then.
A bug. I don't mind. I used to quite like a ladybird.
Yes, yeah.
They're quite cute. They look quite inoffensive. They're beetles, aren't they?
Yeah.
The same as woodlice? Are they beetles?
That I'm not 100% sure on.
I thought you were an expert, mate.
I'm not an expert, no.
Until one day, when I was a child, I was in the garden. This is before I swore off nature. And I was holding a ladybird in my hand, and it pissed everywhere. It may have bitten me. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I may have added that later, because I'm not sure they can actually bite. But I remember pain.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the pain of betrayal.
No, they can bite.
Okay, so yeah, it pissed on me, bit me, and flew away. I finally got over that. Maybe about 20 years, bit of therapy.
Yeah.
And then I am in the place where I live now, as in the dwelling, not the geographical location. Every winter, my windowsills get infested with hibernating ladybirds.
Oh.
Which is really, really horrible the first time you open a window in winter, probably because I've burnt something cooking, and this kind of scattery rain of half-dead bugs just bounces everywhere.
Yeah, that's quite grim.
But there's so many of them that you have to clean them off with like a paintbrush.
Oh.
And they start to like jam up the windowsill. It's grim.
Yeah, that is quite grim. That's because they're dead, not because they're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, they got there when they were alive.
I think they're trying to get into the warmth, and they get halfway through.
Yeah.
And really, they should have lifted more heavy things because they don't fit.
Yeah.
I've just fat shamed a ladybird. That's,
You have, yeah.
That's maybe a first. Okay.
I was going to ask you what your least favourite were, but to be fair,
bugs.
All bugs.
I'm not a fan of cockroaches. Especially the ones that like hiss. I think they're called hissing cockroaches. I may have got that wrong.
No, there are some that are called hissing cockroaches.
Yeah.
I think they all can hiss, but they don't. Hissing ones do it a lot and audibly.
There's something about the hiss that I don't like.
Yeah, that is really unpleasant. But it's supposed to be. It's supposed to scare you off. It's protecting itself.
Yeah. So I've got good instincts. That's what you're saying. Excellent. So you like woodlice?
Yeah, I like woodlice.
What else do you like, Aaron?
I quite like a butterfly.
Oh, yeah, they're bugs. Okay. Do you like butterflies? Or do you like moths?
I hate moths.
Why? They're the same thing. It's just their sad goth cousin.
Yeah, but they're always.
Do you know the word moth comes from the term mobile goth?
Oh, okay.
That's where it comes from.
I don't like goths being mobile. I like them being sat still where I know where they are at all times.
Sat in a graveyard.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All the goths I knew did. No, I just don't like them. They're too fuzzy.
What, goths?
Yeah, they don't shave. Moths and butterflies really aren't that different. I'm aware, but moths are slightly hairier.
Okay,
because
that seems hypocritical coming from you.
I don't like something competing with me on the hair front. I'm not a big fan of bears either.
I once was playing a game round a table with some friends at night, and a moth came in. And was flying around the lights, they are prone to do. And my mate freaked out because he's a bit like you. He was a bit of a wuss and scared of moths. So he stood up with the rule book for the game we were playing, big chunky thing, and smacked it in the face. Oh, it was like this bit. It hit the wall behind me and landed in my hair. They are dusty as hell. I had dusty hair for days.
Yeah.
Even after washing.
Yeah.
I just kept finding like antennas, tentacles, tiny men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's the only way they get around at night.
It does, yeah.
Moth buses. Yeah.
Butterflies are nice though.
Butterflies are nice. I quite like a bee.
The thing I suffer from, and I suppose it's kind of shameful, actually. I get confused between a bee, a wasp, and a hornet. And I assume that they're all incredibly dangerous and psychopathic unless proven otherwise.
It's not an unfair assessment.
Yes. And I know, as far as identification stroke immigration systems go, it's not the fairest one to just assume that they're all stripy bastards of the worst kind.
Yeah.
But I do that. I got stung on the tongue when I was a child.
Yeah.
I'm really sharing my childhood stories. I mean, this feels like therapy today.
I got stung through the bottom of my jaw by a wasp when I was a child.
Through the bottom of your... How small were you? Did it like come out the top of your head like in like Alien or something?
I was in a play park and a wasp started flying around me.
Okay.
And it was flying around my head quite a lot. And in my panic, my brain went, it's going to get in your throat. I don't want it stinging you in the throat. Put your chin down, you'll be safer. It can't get in there then.
Okay.
Put my chin down, it was already there. And so it stung me because I was squashing it. So I reverse headbutted it with my chin, and it just had its stinger in the right place and just pierced it right through the bottom of my jaw.
But you can always, in your best Danny Dyer voice, tell people that you chinned a wasp.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. So I get someone out of it.
It's a bit swings and roundabouts, really.
Yeah.
At the play park. Hey?
Well done.
On that, let's move on to the quiz then.
Yes.
I feel like being interrogated. I feel like I'm going to fail horribly because I don't like bugs. Although I did have the I Spy book of creepy crawlies, where you would open up the book and you'd find a creepy crawly thing, and you'd go to where you think it was and then tick it, and it got like points for finding different ones.
Okay.
I opened it up to the spider page. It freaked me out. I threw it across the room, and it was one of those books that lived on my shelf, and I was scared of opening it for ages. You ever get a book you were scared of as a child? I had a book of like ghost stories that had a leering demonic skull on the front cover. Yeah. Scared the bejesus out of me. I'll try and find it and put it up on the screen now. But it was awful.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out. I don't know why I didn't just throw the book away, but I think when you're a child, possessions are foisted upon you.
Yeah, they're rare to come by and you want to keep hold of them. Yeah. Equally, it's something to get over. I've never found a book did that to me, but the pictures on the inside of War of the Worlds, particularly the War of the Worlds LP.
Yeah.
It was.
Are we talking vinyl?
Yes.
Proper crackly.
Yeah.
Just like Grandpa used to be.
But there was foldable sections. With pictures and stuff in, and one of the pictures is of everybody inside the city fleeing from one of them and crushing each other in the stampede.
There's some like people like that, isn't there? Yeah, I think I've seen that one. We'll put that up now.
Cool. That scared the lot. Still does a little bit actually. I've got a big fear of being crushed in a crowd. Yeah, because it nearly happened to me once. Is
that why you don't like hugs?
Yes, actually.
Oh, I thought it was about.
I can't be humorous about that because it's genuinely the reason why I don't like it, because it's being crushed.
Oh no! What if I very gently hugged you?
Get fatter and then it'll be okay.
I've spent 2 years trying not to be fatter. I've been doing the exact opposite. Okay.
Right. Let's test you then.
Let's quiz.
Yeah. Okay. So, as we found out a couple of weeks ago, and you guys didn't because this was part of our post-recording chat, the humble worm can survive being split in two and carry on existing.
Okay.
But which of these items does a worm not need to do to survive?
Okay.
1. Keep up a regular moisturising routine. 2. Not unlike their vampire brethren, avoid exposure to prolonged sunlight.
Okay.
Or 3. Take regular mud baths.
I think worms are quite moist. Mm-hmm. So I think that without that they would dry out and become spaghetti.
Yeah, okay.
I think sunlight directly relates to drying out. Mm-hmm. And then one of those things is different. So I think they don't need to take regular mud baths. They can survive outside of the mud.
Well done. Yes. Yeah. So, they have to stay moisturised or they dry out and die. Okay. Not unlike spaghetti.
Yeah.
The sun is less to do with them drying out.
Spaghetti dies when you make it wet.
Oh, the anti-spaghetti.
Yes.
Anti-pasta. That's what worms are. That's what you're buying.
Yes.
Direct exposure to light for an hour will leave a worm paralysed.
Wow.
So it's less about drying out, but they just can't cope with the bright lights.
Okay. Would they then lie there until night time and then slink back into the ground?
I think so, yeah. If they're not eaten by birds and stuff.
I've had days like that.
Yeah. although mud baths theoretically should make it better because it's quite moisturising.
Yeah.
They have been known, and this is the reason they come to the top of the soil when it rains, is because they drown in the mud.
Yeah.
If they stay in it. So yeah, well done. So wasps, also known as Epitiosus simex in Latin, or vicious arsehole,
Okay.
can survive even if their head is chopped off, and have even been known to fly off with the head for some unknown sinister purpose. I mean, obviously we all know that.
Fly off with the head?
Yeah.
So they pick up their own head and fly off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's researched into it enough to know why. Okay, but yes. But yeah, no, they can survive without their head and fly off. Okay. Everybody knows that.
Is that a question?
No.
Okay.
What other brainless activity have wasps been known to do? 1, fight birds one-on-one.
Okay.
2, break into the homes of the producers of Love Island in a desperate bid to get onto the next season.
Yeah.
Or 3, get drunk.
Okay. I could see wasps doing all of this because alcohol is a sugary thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And they like sugar, which is why they're all, when you see one bumbling along the carpet, that's actually an obese wasp that's had too much sugar, now has type 2 diabetes and is having some kind of episode.
Yeah.
I could see Love Island being attacked somehow. What was the first one?
Fight birds one-on-one.
See, they're psychopaths. They totally do that. They try to fight people one-on-one.
They do, yeah.
There's probably a kind of wasp that murders birds and lays eggs in its face or something. That's the kind of that wasps do. They're horrible.
They are.
So I'll go for fight birds one-on-one.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was get drunk.
They get drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They actively seek out fermented fruits.
Okay.
And get pissed on the on the contents.
Nice.
Yeah, genuinely. Birds generally are one of wasps' predators.
Oh, so they eat the wasp.
Yes. Wasps actually struggle to get through the feathers of birds.
Let's get a bird.
Yeah.
In fact, I could get us a bird. Do you want to get us a bird?
Yeah.
There's a bird up there. So now we're protected from any stray wasps.
Yeah.
Next question, Aaron.
Right.
Let's quiz once more.
So, during a recent live stream of Assassin's Creed Origins, I was reminded of my love of scarab beetles. Something we do on our other channel, the Critical Twits. These were highly important bugs for the ancient Egyptians, as one of their gods, Khepri, was a scarab beetle and rolled the sun across the sky.
With its bum.
Yes.
You go backwards, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't want to be pushing poo around with your face.
No, because scarab beetles are a form of dung beetle. Well done.
Yes, yeah.
The ancient Egyptians clearly thought the sun was a piece of crap, a sentiment I sympathise with. Now, dung beetles come in 3 types based on how they handle poop.
Okay.
Which of these is not a type of dung beetle?
Okay.
So 1, roller, 2, bowler, 3, seller, 4, dweller, 5, tunneler, or 6, wallower.
So you said there were 4 types.
They come in 3 types.
They come in 3 types, and you've given me 6 types.
Yes.
So I need to pick 3 that are incorrect.
Yes.
Can I pick the ones I think are correct?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay,
that's fine,
so rollers are a thing.
Yes,
because they roll them backwards
Yeah.
and they roll the sun across the sky.
Which is
You've
what
given that
scarab
away.
beetle is. Yeah.
Okay, let's have the options again.
Bowler, seller, dweller.
Seller?
Yeah.
This is like naming dwarves, right? This is weird. So when you say seller, are you talking about like they sell it as in like in exchange for money, or they store it underground with some nice Chiantis?
It's spelt with an S, so I'm assuming sell it on.
Okay, but seller sounds like bollocks.
It is bollocks.
Yeah, okay, so seller is bollocks. Right?
Dweller.
Dweller?
Yeah.
Well, so they live inside the poo.
Yeah.
That could be okay. Well,
Tunneler.
They tunnel through, or they tunnel with it. Okay.
And wallower.
Wallower. I think dweller, dung beetles that live in Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the very first one?
Roller.
Roller. Oh, that's, yeah, sorry.
Bowler.
I like the idea of them bowling. What's the difference between a wallower and a dweller? You live in it or you just roll around in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the idea of a bowler.
Yeah.
I'll go with bowler. I want that to be true. I want them to flick it at people. No.
It's tunneler and dweller, because they do sometimes live in it, and they don't use it to tunnel, but they tunnel and then drag it with.
Okay.
Instead to keep things warm for the children.
No, for their children.
Yes.
Not their larvae, their children.
They're the children.
Tobias, Addison, and McGinley.
Yes.
The kind of names kids have these days.
It is, yeah.
If your name is McGinley and you've been affected by anything in this episode, please ring the helpline below, next to the bird.
Right, moving on then.
Yeah.
Ants are prolific the world over, except Antarctica.
Yeah.
Are actual world record holders, at least as far as insects go.
Okay.
As well as having the most painful sting in the world, thanks to the bullet ant, supposed to actually feel like being hit by a bullet.
Nice.
Which of these records do they also hold? Fastest movement in the animal kingdom.
No.
Longest living insect.
Maybe.
Largest insect nest. Strongest insect.
I think it's one of the last two.
Okay.
Because the fastest moving animal is I think is some form of eagle that can do 120 mile an hour. Mm-hmm. We'll get a fact check. I think that's the fastest moving animal, and then it's the cheetah on land, isn't it? But didn't do that for themselves.
You're wrong, unfortunately, on that one.
Really?
They hold the record for the fastest movement in the animal kingdom.
What?
The trapjaw ant can close its jaw at 140 miles per hour.
Oh, it's moving its mouth.
As I said, fastest movement.
Ah. All right. Wow. Wow. I haven't even got to my reasoning for any of the other stuff.
No, well, there's others.
I thought they might be strongest in relation to their body size. That's what I was thinking. Like they can make some gains, lift the heavy thing quite well. What else? What was the?
So yeah, okay. So we've got longest living insect, largest insect nest, and strongest insect.
Largest nest.
Yes, they do have a large nest. In 2000 in Argentina, a colony was found containing 33 separate ant colonies that are combined into a super colony spanning 3,700 miles.
What? Is that measuring the tunnels or is that end to end?
I think it's measuring the tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3,700 miles worth of tunnels.
That's quite impressive.
Still huge, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we went to war against Argentina.
They do have one other world record in this list. There is only one that is false.
Okay.
So you've got a choice between longest living and strongest.
Okay, so there's two that's false because I already found one that was... No.
Can't
even keep up. So longest living or... is that in the animal kingdom or longest living insect?
Longest living insect.
Or the strongest insect?
Yeah.
How are we defining strongest? Is it the one that can lift the heaviest thing or the one that can pull a truck the furthest using only its gut? I've seen that on World's Strongest Man. Are they flipping obelisks? Fat Frenchman from comics. If you give me an answer, it's going to give it away, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
Lifting.
Lifting.
Because pretty much all insects lift. They don't carry trucks.
Could have been talking strongest emotionally.
Yes, potentially, yeah.
Like if all because your mate might live 3,700 miles away. 3,700. Can't numbers. I don't think that they're the longest living insect. Mm-hmm. So I think they live short and dirty lives. I think it's the strongest.
No.
And I got it wrong. Wrong, I tell you.
Queens can live up to 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. Now, they often die out a lot earlier than that, which is why there's so many of them when you get flying ants. Most of those are queens.
I've always fancied an ant nest. Mm. I don't think I want to commit to an ant's nest for 30 years.
Yeah. It's a long old time. And yeah, they're not the strongest insect. They can carry 50 times their own weight.
Nice.
But the Hercules beetle is said to be able to carry up to 850 times its own weight.
Okay.
Although research...
Hence the name?
Yeah, research actually thinks it's only 100 times. Only.
That's a weird job to have.
Researching...
Come now, Klaus. Fetch the tiny weights and the beetles. We have a busy day of work ahead.
Yeah. I think you did all right at that, actually.
The Italians, though, they do great research. You can tell from the accent.
Yes.
Cool.
Do you want to learn something about something that happens to wasps that might make you feel better about their Latin name?
There's something else lay eggs inside the wasp.
Yeah. We could put a picture of this.
Is it a spider that does it?
No, it's a fly.
Okay.
It's called the twisted wing parasite.
Fair enough. I swear they were a band that I liked in about 2002.
Yeah, probably.
Lots of floppy fringes.
They all have floppy fringes.
Yeah.
Still, most of them do. As a larvae, it waits around for a bee or wasp to come along and then jumps onto it and burrows into the host.
Okay.
Once in there, it morphs into a male or female second stage larvae.
Okay.
The male will burst out to go look for a mate.
Okay.
The female remains inside the host and only pokes out her genitals. And once she's impregnated, she lays her eggs inside the wasp so they can feed off it.
Okay.
It is alive during this whole process with the female one.
Wow.
Which is, yeah. So, wasps, they're horrible little things, but they do suffer. So it's okay.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Cool. Let us know your favourite insect, spider, creepy crawly bug, or any of your horrible, horrible bug-based stories in the comments below. We'll try and read out some of the best ones in a future episode.
Yeah.
If you really, really like what we do, then please, please, please come and find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. That's a thing.
Yes,
we do
have an Instagram, yeah.
And you can always like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff that's really good for people making things for your entertainment on the internet.
Yes.
Until next time, good night, internet.
Good night.